Alright, so a new Solgaleo deck is actually being played that includes Morlul and Shiinotic. So the Shiinotic is a new card and it has a double energy Gentle Slap for 40 damage, but also Illuminate, which once during your turn you may put a random Pokemon from your deck into your hand. So that is really good if you want to evolve into Solgaleo, of course. So yeah, let's give this deck a try and see how it functions and works. Alright, so we have a Morlul. Oh, alright. He doesn't want to play, I suppose. That's a free win then. Alright, so this game we start with a Morlul. We have a Shiinotic and the Professor's Research, and we're against the Tapu Koko. So let's see if we can get some stuff done here. Of course we play Professor's Research to get some more cards. Another Morlul and a Rare Candy is not really ideal. Let's just play it, and yeah, that is of course our turn. He is gonna put an energy on there. Okay, well, we lose our entire hand, of course. We do get a what is it called, a Cosmog here actually, because of the Pokeball, so that is something. However, the Tapu Koko is already, well, almost fully charged up, so that is a bit annoying. So let's play Cosmog, and I think we just Alright, so if we put an energy on Morlul, we can do 10 damage. It's not a lot, but it would be good because Solgaleo does 120, so we take 10 poison damage here, which is okay because he can knock me out anyways. So alright, so he has double Tapu Koko poison already. And of course our Morlul is being knocked out here. We won't put in our Cosmog just yet because he requires 2 evolutions. Ooh, we do get a Shiinotic, that is good. So let's do Illuminate. We get another Shiinotic, which of course doesn't really do a lot, but now we play Cosmoem, and then next turn we can Solgaleo at least, so we can knock out this Tapu Koko. Oh, but he's Sabrina's, so our Cosmoem goes down to 10 HP here. That is a huge problem. We can of course, well, we can Lily. So we, of course, we get Solgaleo here. That is a must. We can knock out this Tapu Koko if we use Guzma, and then we don't take any more damage. His other Tapu Koko has only 1 energy, so that should be okay. I think we do that. So let's Guzma. So we get rid of all his Poison Barbs. We can Illuminate to get another card, a Solgaleo, and then Soul Breaker into a 120 damage, so we knock out this guy. And now let's see if he can put 2 energies on his Tapu Koko or not. Alright, so he does play Mars, so we lose our Lily. That is slightly annoying. Because yeah, Solgaleo is obviously gonna be knocked out here. Let's think. Can we do anything? I don't think we can. We can... well, we can Illuminate, right? So we get a Cosmog. So we play that. Pokeball won't do anything. I should have Pokeball first, actually. Let's play Cosmog there, retreat into your Shiinotic, and then let's end the turn there. Okay, so he has Cyrus. I also played the energy on the wrong Pokemon, so I couldn't have one anyways, but Cyrus wins him the game, of course. So well played. Alright, we're against a fire type deck. That is a little bit of a counter to Solgaleo. So that might be a little bit hard, but let's see if we can pull it off. We do get a Cosmog, that is already a good start. Let's also Professor's Research, maybe... Ooh, okay, Shiinotic is also great. So we can draw very easily. Now we wait as he does 40 damage to our Murloc in a second. Okay, so yeah, there's the 40 damage. So we're down to 20 HP, we can get... Ooh, actually... Okay, so I think we Shiinotic first. Let's Illuminate. And there we get another Cosmog, that's also good. And then Professor's Research after. Okay, Sabrina and a Pokeball. So another Pokeball gives us another Murloc. Yep, there he is. Okay. Then we play Cosmoem. Alright, so if he has a rare candy into Incineroar, our Shiinotic dies here, so I think we just put an energy on our Cosmoem here. Okay, he didn't have Incineroar yet, but a Torracat is able to do 40 damage, of course. Okay, so we take another 40 damage. That's okay, we can Shiinotic twice. Actually, let's see if we can Illuminate twice as well then. So there's the Solgaleo. Another Illuminate is giving us another Solgaleo. Now we play Solgaleo, of course. Lovely. And we can put an energy on it. Use Rising Road to get into the active. And then, of course, let's see if we can do anything else. Should we do anything else? Let's maybe Mars actually. That's good. And now we can Soul Breaker for 120, knock out this Torracat. Pretty good turn there. And he conceded, so yeah, we win. This is how the deck is supposed to work here, yeah. Alright, so we have a Murloc and a Shiinotic in hand. That is pretty much all we would love to have. So we are happy here. Alright, so here we Pokeball get a Cosmog, hopefully. Alright, yes, Cosmog. So play the Cosmog and Professor's Research, and then hope he doesn't have a Mars or a red card. Let's play an energy on... Well, it doesn't really matter. I don't think we really need energies from Murloc, so let's put it on the Cosmog for now. Alright, so we do get a rare candy, which is great because we can Shiinotic here, right? Look at this shit. So we Shiinotic. This gives us either... Ooh, okay. So I was hoping to get a Solgaleo here, but maybe we still get it. Mars and a red card, or red. Alright, so that is not what he wanted, but yeah. For then, now we just put Cosmoem here then. Put an energy on Shiinotic, because we can. And let's get the Solgaleo next turn then. Alright, so he has a Starmie in play now, so our Shiinotic does die here. That is slightly problematic. Let's put in Cosmoem and you get hope that we get a Solgaleo. Another rare candy. That is not what I wanted. Let's then just Mars. And we put an energy on Cosmoem and then use Stiffen. So we take 50 damage less next turn, so we take 40 only. That's not too bad. Alright, so he plays his Pyumuku again. Interesting choice. We can Sabrina if we want to, but we don't have a Solgaleo again. So there's 5 cards left, and there's 2 Solgaleo. That is, well, shouldn't happen too often. But okay, it happened here, which means that, well, we don't really do anything here besides just Stiffen again and give him the turn. Alright, so it is our turn again. We don't have a Solgaleo again. This shouldn't happen too often. There's 4 cards left and 2 of them are Solgaleo. This is pretty insane. So let's use Stiffen again, I suppose, because we're still waiting for our Solgaleo. Alright, so he puts in his Buizel now into a Floatzel, does 30 damage to one of my Pokemon, so our Cosmog is gonna take 30. That is a bit annoying. Still no Solgaleo. Alright, so we have pretty much nothing then. Well, we can Sabrina, but it doesn't really do a lot. I guess our Cosmog is gonna be knocked out here. So that is not that nice. Literally 2 Solgaleo and 3 cards. Okay. So he is gonna knock out my Cosmog here. Alright, so he gets his second point. Now finally can we get Solgaleo? No? Really? Really? 2 cards left, 2 Solgaleo? Alright, well then we have to Illuminate to get it. So at least we get it right here. Okay. So yeah, let's play Solgaleo if my game stops lagging. And alright, well, we just hope he doesn't have a Sabrina, I suppose, and then just pray. We just use our Soul Breaker here, we do 120. So we get 1 point, and now kinda depends on what he is gonna play here. Alright, so he plays Pyukumuku, which actually is really nice for me because I still have a Sabrina. And he plays a Rocky Helmet, so that's not really doing a lot. I mean, I still have Sabrina, and then he is gonna live with like 10 HP, right? So that is a little bit sad. But we also can't... Okay, wait a second, because we take 20 from the Rocky Helmet, then we take 50. So we go down to 100, 20, 50, 70, so we take, will be to 110. Alright, so what are the options here? We can heal, attack, leave with 110, attack, and yeah, okay, I think we just heal and attack. Because we can't one-shot the Starmie. So let's Soul Breaker. So we take 20 and 50, so we're down to 100. If he has a red, then he wins. If he doesn't have red, then I win. Alright, so he didn't have red, which means that I actually win, because I do have red. Right? Yeah, he concedes. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we start with Marlow Cosmog. And he is playing a electric type deck, so it might be another Tapu Koko. It looks like it is another Tapu Koko. Alright, so we draw a Shiinotic, that's pretty good. So let's do Professor's Research. Get 2 more basics, that's also not too bad. And then we... let's see, he deals 50 damage next turn. I think we just put an energy on Cosmog. Just for fun. And then end the turn there. Alright, so he does deal 50 damage, we're down to 10. But we can Shiinotic. So we gain at least 30 HP again. And that means we can Illuminate. Ooh, another Shiinotic actually. Illuminate again. Gives us Solgaleo. Rare Candy. Solgaleo. Into an energy on Solgaleo. Into Rising Road. Let's go. Into Mars. And Soul Breaker. That was one hell of a turn. And he concedes. That is insane actually. That turn fully won the game actually. Very good. Alright, so we start with a Marlol and we're against a grass type. Someone that is using Drampa actually. If any of your bench Pokemon have any damage on them, this attack does 50 more. Alright. Ooh, okay, we get a Shiinotic. That is already a decent start. Let's use Professor's Research, Solgaleo, Mars. Okay. I think we just do 10 damage. Alright, so he has a Dartrix already with 100 HP. That is quite a bit. He's gonna do 20 damage only though. Not too bad. So we can Shiinotic here. And then that way we can draw another card. Hopefully a... no, I was hoping for a Cosmog. But we get another Morlo. I think we could Mars, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. I think we play energy on Shiinotic and just use Gentle Slap for 40. So he goes down to 60, and then if he doesn't get the Decidueye, we can knock it out next turn. Okay, so he does get a Decidueye, which is able to do 70 damage, by the way. So yeah, our Shiinotic does die here. So let's play Morlul. Even if we get a Cosmog, actually this game is lost. Because he can just snipe. So actually we have nothing. Alright, let's go next. Alright, we start again with a Morlul. And we have a Cosmo and a Shiinotic, so not bad, since we also have a Pokeball. Alright, that does look like we have to deal with a Oricorio. So let's get hopefully a Cosmog. Alright, a Cosmog it is. Now we have a Cosmoem next turn plus a Shiinotic next turn. Not bad. He plays Repel, which means that we have to play Cosmog. That is a little annoying. We can still play an energy on Cosmog and then use Teleport though. Shiinotic doesn't need an energy for Illuminate to work. So let's use Illuminate. We do get a Solgaleo actually. So I think we still use Teleport here. We can Guzma to get rid of the electrical cords. Yeah, I think we do. So then we have at least an energy. And we can play an energy on Shiinotic next turn. We can still evolve it, of course, next turn as well. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we take 50 damage. That was kind of what we expected would happen. And now we use our other Morlul. The Shiinotic is going to be a little bit of a sacrificial lamb here. Because we need the other Shiinotic really to do damage to Oricorio. So let's illuminate again. Let's see if we get... No, we don't get it. So I think we still put in Solgaleo into the active here. Let's put Cosmog here too. Because then we can use Illuminate again next turn. Of course Solgaleo won't be able to attack right now, but that is okay. Let's end the turn there. Okay, so he plays a Cape, so that is why I didn't play Guzma yet. Now I can take off two walls at the same time, so that's good. He uses Zap, so we take 50. Ooh, a Sabrina is actually really nice here. The Dewey Sabrina already or not? Let's illuminate first. So we get the older Shiinotic. That is great. Let's use Cosmoem. And then we could Guzma. We still need an extra energy, of course. Okay, so we could Sabrina do 120 damage to something. That could be Tapu Koko, that could be knocking down either Shaman or the other guy. I think... I'm not sure. Let's play Sabrina and see what he puts in. So it kind of depends on that maybe. Okay, so we knock him out. Yeah. Use this Soul Breaker. Let's go. So we get at least 1 point already. Alright, so he puts in his Oricorio again. Next turn we can swap out our Solgaleo though. So we're gonna do that now and then play Shiinotic. Let's also get the other Solgaleo. And there he is. Lovely. Let's get him. I don't think there's any more cards that we can draw here. Nope, there isn't. Alright. So let's retreat into our Shiinotic. And we can Guzma to get rid of those and do 40 damage here. So let's do that. And then hope we get a Lily next turn for some healing. Alright, so he knocks out my Shiinotic, of course. That was going to happen. So he gets 1 point. We play the other Shiinotic. Get a Professor's Research, so let's play that, of course, for sure. Another Professor's Research and a Rare Candy. Wow. Okay, let's play an energy on Solgaleo and end the turn there. Now we have to wait and see. He could just swap into Oricorio again, knock out my Shiinotic, and then he wins. I think that is what he should do. And I should have maybe put Solgaleo in the active, actually. I think that would have been better. Okay, so yeah, now he swaps out to Oricorio, so we lose, sadly. Yeah, I should have played Solgaleo in the active, and then we would have had a chance. But yeah, sadly, no. But this deck seems pretty good to play, actually. It draws very fast, you get your pieces really fast. I would recommend playing this and have fun with it.